Hey everyone, this is Manjunath. Today we are going to look at introduction to Azure. Before going to the concept, let me introduce myself. I'm Manjunatha Jinugara. I have 6 years of IT industry experience. I have 2 years of hands-on experience in Azure. I had worked on VMware Cloud, AWS Cloud, and Azure Cloud. I'm certified person in AWS and Azure. So let's move on to the concept. Today we are going to look at what is cloud computing, types of cloud computing, and we'll look at the introduction to the IaaS, and we'll look at the Azure regions. Let's start with comparing the old environment, which was not cloud computing. We'll compare that to the cloud computing. So initial days, whenever we used to do the business and whenever we are the IT infrastructure guys, so in the time of December, when we are supporting the US customers and all, we used to get the requests to add the resources like storage, compute and DB, all those things. We used to get the requests at October or September to support the December business. So whenever we are trying to add any resources, it was over provisioned before 1 or 2 months, which was leading to the not good utilization of any resources. So we used to over provision. Coming to the cloud computing, we'll never do a over provisioning or we'll never do a under provisioning. So by looking at this, let's see the definition of a cloud computing. It is an on-demand, scalable, multi-tenant, self-service compute and storage resources. So it is on-demand. So whatever we are going to request on this cloud computing, we're going to get that. We are not going to get anything else. It is a scalable, it is an auto-scalable system. We can even create a auto-scalable system to increase or decrease the resources which can be attached to our business. It's a multi-tenant, so it has a public and private cloud. We'll see it in the next slides. And it is self-service. So it is self-service in the sense it reads the traffic and it will try to upgrade or downgrade by itself in compute or storage resources. Windows Azure, this has 3 major components, that is compute, storage and database. So whenever we are looking at these components, we have 3 types of clouds, depends on the cloud hosting service modules, that is IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, which means infrastructure as service, platform as service and software as service. So whenever we are selecting the IaaS, infrastructure as service, we're going to host the servers, and whenever we are selecting PaaS, platform as service, we are going to build. It is the best category for the developers. SaaS means it is everything is built already, we just have to use it and pay the amount for the consumption. So next, let's look at in details of IaaS, PaaS and SaaS. Whenever we are saying infrastructure as service, servers and storage, DB, all those things will be provided as a service. The infrastructure is provided as a service. Here we have 2 categories. One is cloud provider and another one is customer. The cloud provider is going to provide the infrastructure for us. It is kind of physical servers, network and storage and all. As in customer, we have to take care of the OS version, patching, security, tools which need to be installed on the OS and applications. Coming to the platform as service, here it is a best option for the developers. As in platform as service, the cloud providers will provide us the OS, security and we have a folder to run our codes. So as in PaaS customers, we have to only take care of the application which is going to test and the tools which we are going to use it on that particular platform, and regarding the upgradation or downgradation of those software versions. All other things will be taken care from the cloud provider. Coming to the software as service. So here everything is pre-built, we just have to use it, we just have to pay the money for that particular application. So here the IaaS and PaaS will be provided. It will be maintained by the cloud provider itself. Only the application will be provided to the customer. The best example here is, think you are a manager and you have a Skype key to use it for the whole year, subscription key to use it for the whole year. But practically, if we look at it, any manager can use that Skype for almost 30 to 40 hours per year. So the remaining time will be not used. So we are again over provisioning all the money for that particular subscription. Here in platform as service, they have provided everything, and we're gonna just pay them for the number of hours where we're gonna use that particular software. The best example for a SaaS is Skype. Here we are going to see the famous categories or famous example for those particular categories: IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. So if I say that in this particular slide, if I say that Azure comes under PaaS, it doesn't mean that it is not providing IaaS, but it is famous for platform as service. Okay, so first we'll look at the SaaS, software as service. Best example is Google Docs, right? And Gmail, FreshBooks, Salesforce, Basecamp, NetSuite. These all things will be used by the end customers. For a PaaS, they have Force.com, App Engine, Azure. These guys are famous for PaaS. And for IaaS, they have a Rackspace.com, they have GoGrid and AWS. Let's look at the types of the cloud computing based on the cloud location. We have private, public and hybrid. In the private cloud, it is dedicated to a single customer and he has the accessibility to the backend resources like storage, servers, all those things. We have a special console to maintain a private customer for his backend infrastructure, that is called Azure Stack. Okay. Coming to the public, it is a shared resources. He is only accessible for the front end infrastructure, not as a backend infrastructure. In the hybrid cloud, we have both mixed, which is private and public cloud. So here in the hybrid, the customer will have the accessibility to the backend resources also. Let's look at the overview for this Microsoft certifications. Microsoft has developing Microsoft Azure solutions. It is the exam code will be 70532, and implementing Microsoft Azure infrastructure as a solution, it is 70533, and they have architecting Microsoft Azure solutions for 70534. All other certificates are there. We are only looking at the 70533 in this course. And Azure specifically, it recommends to first take the certification in 70533 and proceed further for the Azure certification. So this is a basic introduction to this particular infrastructure solution. So if we're gonna go through this, it'll be easy for us to learn 70532 and different certifications. So let's look at the simple workflow that what we are going to do on the Azure portal. They have VM images where the application are pre-installed on those VMs. So we're going to select one of the VM according to our requirement. So we're going to deploy those VMs into this library and add the DBMS or the operating system to that particular VM. After adding DB, we are going to install the web services, or we are going to install the application which is required for our accessibility or for our purpose. So after creating DB, after installing the applications, we are going to provide the provision to access that particular DB to that application. Once we have created that, if the load is more, we are going to use the load balancer to manage whole application. So this is what we do as an IaaS. There is a concept called Azure regions. This means Azure regions, they have the globally regions which provides the offering or a scale needed to bring the application near to the users. For example, Azure regions, in the sense it is a set of data centers which is placed in the different locations. It's a logical boundary for the multiple data centers. So we have a few of the links here which we can go through to know more about the regions. Okay, so we have 42 regions worldwide and 140 availability zones inside that 140 countries. Availability zone, in the sense the domain controllers inside the region called as an availability zone. So we have 140 availability zones all over the world. These are all the Microsoft Azure services which will be provided from the Azure. They have data and storage, compute, web mobile, analytics and IoT and developer services. So these are the reference links which I got it from these contents. Yeah, that's it for the day. Thank you.